Last time on Ace Attorney Investigations 2.
A man, a few words.
What? He ate the paper? I gotta take down this paper-eating monster. How are we gonna save the Earth? If he eats all the paper, then we can't recycle. I must slay this demon for the sake of the Earth.
Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Edgeworth Investigations. Is it Miles Edgeworth Investigations, or is it just Edgeworth Investigations? I think it's Miles Edgeworth Investigations. I remember the first title having this weird, almost military, block print font to it. I don't know, I always found the title card of that one kind of weird. Anyways, I'm really happy where this has gone. Every case so far has captivated me in a different way. Like, the first case was just like, oh, we're immediately leaving off from where we were, and it just introduced all the characters back. Kay just came back instantly, and it's like, yeah, you've been here, you know what's up. And then the second case, it's like, oh shoot, we're continuing straight from the second one. And now that we're at the third case, we're actually, I expected it to go forward and continue from that again, but instead we're actually going back to the past to look at this, which, to be honest, Ace Attorney has done a lot. Like, we did that with Apollo Justice. We did that with, not that I played this game with you guys, but I think Trials and Tribulations is the third game, I believe. And you do that there too. You do it quite often in the series, but I don't think there's been one where you go back quite this far, which is really cool. Also, you guys did point out that although Ray didn't inherit the jacket from Gregory, that's his hat that he wears. I didn't notice that, and I don't know how I didn't. And he does the same similar gesture that Gregory does, where he puts the hat on his chest and bows. I just find that really neat. Anyways, now we're in Delicia's room with her. Oh my god, I want to eat that so bad. Wow, a candy castle. There are even some fairies over here. Thing looks delicious. I can't even tell what it's made out of. This room seems to be structured in the same way as Master's room, but it's nowhere near as cold. This room also seems to have been fitted with a temperature control panel. I would think that all of them will. It's over by that orange lamp, right? Indeed. Let's not forget to investigate it later. Even so, this room is like something out of a fairy tale. Is this cream-covered castle Delicia's work? Where is Delicia? Oi, can I help you? What? She is the most, like... That's the face of a character you'd see on, like, a pie crust for a company or something. Like the Pillsbury Doughboy or something like that. Hello, boys. I'm Delicia Scones. Oh, really? Delicia Scones. By the way, I don't even know what kind of accent she's supposed to have here. In my native England, I'm known as Miss Delicious. Being called a boy even though I'm already 34. Certainly is a rare experience. But boys? I understand you calling me that, but Mr. Edgeworth? As far as I'm concerned, you're all boys to me. Even that detective over there. My name is Bad, not Boy. God, I just realized he sounds like Kratos. Just how old is this woman? Mr. Attorney, let's just finish our business here. Right. What the hell? Who was that? Was that supposed to be Von Karma? Why does he sound like Satan? You, what do you think you're doing conversing with a mere attorney? Why were you inside the house? Mr. Edgeworth, the scary man, came out of the candy castle. Von Karma. This man is Prosecutor Von Karma? Manny! So he's Von Karma. Pleased to meet you, Prosecutor Von Karma. My name is Gregory Edgeworth, defense attorney. Bah, I have no interest in the names of defense attorneys. After all, they only exist to be crushed by me. What a rude man. That piercing gaze and furrowed brow. He's even scarier than the rumors say. I am not scary. My face is that of a beautiful fairy butterfly princess. Whatever you say. Although that statement was also very rude. Prosecutor Von Karma, would you allow us to investigate too? You think I would give information to a mere defense attorney? As I thought, it won't be that simple. However, I'll make a special exception for this room. Why did he change his mind so quickly? You old bloodhound. Don't call me that. My name is Bad. Ha! A mere detective speaking back to me. I admire your courage at the least. Bad, stand watch and see to it that they don't misbehave. Why, me? Oh, why me? I will not accept your refusal. Well then, I'll be investigating Gustavio's room next. I can't get over, like, his Castlevania villain look. I love it. Shh, I'm babysitting again. I wonder why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Instead of being on bad terms, it seems they hardly know each other. Mr. Edgeworth, now that we've gotten Von Karma's permission, we can continue investigating. Yes, his manner bothers me, but I'm glad we can at least continue the investigation. Which worries me, the fact that he just lets us, but whatever. Hold it. I also need to investigate this room. I don't want you disturbing the room. So you'll investigate after me. What? Aren't you the detective in charge of this case? Why haven't you investigated this room yet? The detective in charge of the initial investigation was a close colleague of Von Karma. I came to take over for him, so I only got to this mansion just recently. So that's why he and Von Karma aren't investigating together. Detective Bad, will you allow us to investigate with you like before? In doing so, you'll be able to supervise us and also ensure we won't tamper with anything. You want me to watch you? You're a strange lawyer. I'll let you stick around a little longer. Yay, you did it, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you, Detective Bad. But if I decide you're holding up the investigation, you'll have to leave. Yes, I understand. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Begin investigation. Come, Detective Bad. Apparently this isn't important. It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump. The cream decorations are melting. The fairy seems to be well made, but something feels slightly off. The temperature? There's a cover on the wall, just like in Mr. Master's room. Let's open it up. The room temperature is 68 degrees Fahrenheit and the lights are set to green. Gustavia said that 50 degrees Fahrenheit is the ideal temperature for fresh cream. This room's temperature is too high. He's like personally concerned. He's like, this is a travesty. I must arrest whoever set the temperature this high. This is intriguing. Whoa, what are you doing down? I'm just looking at this cabinet. Don't mind me. I need to... Don't turn around. Don't turn around. If you do, you're only gonna eat that castle. This forensics officer seems to be on a diet. Oh man, I'd have such a hard time. Like, oh boy. I know it's someone else's art, so that'd probably be the thing to push me away from it. But if I just found this sitting in the middle of nowhere, I might take a lick. I can't believe this amazing castle is made entirely of candy. Or confectionery. I haven't heard anyone use the word confectionery aside from like a business name in a long time. I know, what a work of fantasy. It's like a fairy tale world. You like all this fairy tale stuff, don't you? Sorry. I'm a bit too excited. I got a bit too excited, didn't I? No. It's interesting to me since you're so enthusiastic about it, unlike my son. Your son? He's only in grade school, yet he prefers to read law books instead of fairy tales. I'm worried that he won't be able to make any friends that he can talk to. What an interesting kid. I'd like to be his friend. I think you'd be more of an older brother to him. Just Eats the note again. An older brother, huh? Well, I've got some growing up to do then. Yes, and that's why we have to continue with the investigation. It's weird. I feel like... How do I say this? Gregory and... Wait, I won't rest until I've done this thing. Gregory and Ray have a very unique relationship between, like... Well, I guess Ray's an apprentice, so that's slightly different, but between, like, attorney and assistant, as where most of them, the assistants are doing a bunch of, like, weird shit where the attorneys are constantly like, why are you doing this? Why? But with them, they seem so chilled out. Like, Gregory doesn't question every single thing he does, because he's not absolutely insane like Trucy or Maya or any of those other ones. And they just seem to be very relaxed around each other, and that's a unique dynamic that no one really has. The castle doors are open. When someone opens a door, they really should remember to close it afterwards. Would he say that directly to the prosecutor Von Karma, though? Huh? Looks like there's some stuff inside. Huh, let's see. Wait, I'll examine it. Stay out of the way. This fresh cream melts too easily. Seems like Detective Bad's shoes got covered in cream. Why were these objects kept inside the candy castle? If there's anything you'd want to investigate, you'd better speak up now. Let's logic those two together, because I feel like we can... Fragile desserts, high temperature room, connect. I'm a genius. The reason the fresh cream is so fragile due to temperature in this room. So my shoes got cream. Wait, I misread that. I totally misread that last line, but I'm sure it meant, you guys know what it meant. So my shoes got cream because the room temperature is set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Speaking of which, when you open the castle door, the doorknob didn't break. Yeah? It was stronger than I thought. Strong. A dessert. Detective Bad, could you have a closer look at the doorknob? It would seem this doorknob isn't a dessert. And it's not just the doorknob. This castle and the fairies. They're just plastic molds coated in fresh cream. Eh? Then this isn't a dessert piece at all? It would seem they're just fake desserts covered in fresh cream. Oh. So she was cheating. I'm not sure if that's cheating or if, like... Is that cheating? Well, you can't really eat it, so... I guess you can't. That would be cheating, wouldn't it? Because it's not nearly edible. And even if it wasn't, it would get an extremely low score because, like, what's the point of a hyper fancy dessert if you can't eat any of it? Like, I understand certain pieces being like, oh, this part's not real. You can't eat it, why? I'll have to ask her about that in a sec. Here are all the tools used to make the desserts. Everything from a bucket of fresh cream to a brush and a towel. Looks more like a construction worker's tools. Hey now, boys, don't undersweetmate the work of a pastry chef. It's completely different from the construction work where they cover the walls with cement. We use the trowel to smear the cream and the brush to clean any uneven parts. How is that different from construction work? I need to ask you about your fake fairy castle. What are you doing? Are you hiding in it or are you eating? Huh? Miss Delicious, you don't seem as energetic as you were earlier. Delicia, can I just ask, did something happen with Von Karma? Yesy, nothing of the sort. But you just said yesy. That yesy just now was only a greeting. You're a cute boy, I like you. What's your first name? It's Raymond, but, well, Ray, I think you'll make a good man of yourself someday. Ray? How about that? I think you have a way with British ladies. She's a little different from my image of a lady. Why don't we listen to what she has to say? Could you tell me about your actions during the contest? Yesy, Yes, he bothers me. I don't know why. Do people actually say that, or is that just an Ace Attorney thing? I'm not British, so I obviously don't know. We began making desserts for the contest around 10 o'clock. Basically, I was in here making my desserts the whole time. 1:30, I joined the afternoon tea for about an hour or so. Afternoon tea. It's a social occasion. Is he smiling? I don't think I've seen that one. He looks super happy. He must really love his job. Where conversation is had over black tea and cakes. I have a friend who went over to the UK, and all he said is that everything is tea and cake all the time. Like, no matter where you go, no matter what you have, it's like tea and some sort of small snack. So it's pretty much a tea party. Well, I suppose. Oh, Greggy, you're a smart boy, aren't you? When did I become Greggy? Where was the afternoon tea? Wait, where was the afternoon tea held? It took place in the gardens outside of the fountain patio. It's our customary break time during the contest. It's always held at the same time. Today there were just 3 of us who took part: Jeffy, Katie, and me. Since Jeffy had already finished his creations, he was there from beginning to end. Icy and Gusty, wait, what? Didn't join in because they hadn't finished their desserts yet. So everyone other than Mr. Dover and Mr. Gustavia participated. Yes, actually, I hadn't finished my desserts yet either. I just wanted to try some of Jeffy's handmade pastries and Katie's fresh brewed tea. So, after I'd eaten my fill, I returned before everyone else. During the contest, did you enter any of the other contestants' rooms? Eh? What are you saying? You found your fingerprints on the desserts at the crime scene. You found them? Are you admitting that you went to the scene of the murder? I admit it. But I'm not the murderer. It's an honest truth. Please hear me out. Yes, I would like a testimony. What were you doing in Mr. Master's room? Oh, by the way, one of you guys did send me a list of a bunch of voice actors that voice acted for this translation. I guess one of them was ProZD, and I guess he's, Gregory. If you don't know who that is, it's like a Vine/YouTube guy that got really famous over the past year. I think he was Gregory. He was one of the characters, but Gregory sounds the most likely. The truth is, I was studying his desserts. Studying? Because Jeffy's so talented at making sweets. Well, nobody was in his room at the time, so I just decided to study his works for a bit. You mean eat them? But if you were just looking, you wouldn't have left your fingerprints behind. Yeah, see, it's natural that I left fingerprints on the desserts. For the sake of research, I ate some of his desserts. Eh? Isn't that like stealing food? It couldn't be. The one who wrecked Mr. Master's room was... I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention to vandalize the room, but I did eat a few parts of desserts in his room. I secretly ate little bits and pieces so Jeffy wouldn't find out. So did you eat the ship stand as well? Yes, see, I did. The chocolate ship broke. Because of you? I'm sorry. Wait, what? Wait, if you ate the stand, that means you pulled it out from under the ship. The ship collapsed on that chest, which the body could have been in there at that time or not. But then instead of doing anything about it or panicking, you're like, I better just eat this. I'm sorry. So the reason she left the afternoon tea early was to preserve her appetite. But you gotta believe me on this. I'm not the murderer. Her actions are sufficiently suspicious, but I won't press on it yet. I have something to present to you, ma'am. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, the fingerprints. I think we already talked about it, but... Oi, that thing you've got there is rather cute, Greggy. But the color is rather unappealing. Now if we're to coat it with fresh cream... So stop it. That's evidence. You can't coat that with cream. She doesn't care about my attorney's badge. Oh, she does. Thought she was about to say the same thing. Sorry, just saw the oi and assumed. This badge is proof that I'm a defense attorney. Oi, I'll show you mine too. This chef's hat is proof that I'm a pastry chef. Is that so? But aren't those sold in stores?
Hey! Oh god, she's angry. She turned into Majin Buu.
It's not the hat that's important, it's the spirit you wear the hat with that matters. So then wouldn't that mean just about anyone could become a pastry chef? Alright, I'll talk to you in a bit, lady. Let's check the logic again. Beaten to death, dessert study, fake desserts. Delicia made fake desserts, what are her true intentions? I feel like that could go together, but you know what, we'll give it a shot. I don't know if it'll work or not. I don't think it will, because it doesn't quite make sense. Yeah, I was correct. I don't think these pieces will fit together. I will mentally punish myself. Looks like I'll have to start over. Okay, obviously, that's not gonna work. I feel like I didn't examine this enough. Like, up here looks like there's supposed to be something here. This pillar has hexagonal recess. Has a hexagonal recess. But it looks like a pedestal, but it has nothing on it. A hexagonal recess, huh? I'm not even sure that's how you say it. Is it recess or recess? A hexagonal recess, huh? I wonder what would have been put in there. I don't know, Ray. A giant strawberry would fit with the fresh cream. Detected bad? I don't think strawberries are hexagonal. I was just hoping. Then I hope it's a banana. Bananas are gross. I think I'd prefer blueberries. So there's that, but... two big rocks are placed here. It's like a storage room. Yeah, inside of the candy castle isn't so dreamy. Hey, maybe they're raw gemstones. Who knew that there were such hidden treasures within the castle? Seems like a rather careless way to handle treasure. Huh? It looks like there's something underneath the rocks. Oh, now I know what goes where. It seems there's a pedestal attached to both the rocks. Of course, it's the pedestal for displaying the gems. Well, in any case, this is no ordinary object. I know exactly where these go. I can't deduce. I know where they go, but oh, because it's logic, it's not a deduction. Gotcha! The rock's pedestal has a similar shape to the recesses, God, I hate that word, on the castle's pillars. Perhaps the rock is meant to be placed on top of the pillars. Oh, that's right. They're both hexagonal. I wonder why they were hidden inside the castle, though. I don't know why, Gregory. Can I deduce this now? No? Nothing I can do still? Okay, then. Wait, I didn't check out those blanket/towels, did I? There are rolls of blue cloth here. Looks like there's 4 of them in all. They certainly don't look like desserts. Yeah, I don't know what the cloth is for. It almost seems like it was hidden here inside the castle. Oh, that's the same cloth that was on the body when we found it, aren't they? Also, the color of this cloth looks familiar somehow. The blue cloth and the rocks inside the castle. I wonder if they belong to Delicia. Delicia! Those things in the castle are... what are they used for? Ah, those? I'm afraid I can't tell you. Looks like Von Karma is keeping her silent. I've been found out. He'll get mad at me if I talk. Prosecutor Von Karma doesn't intend on being upfront with his information. Aw, such a shame. We finally figured out where the rocks are supposed to go. Could it be that you're interested in my goods? Your goods? Those are my popular relaxation goods. You mean the rocks in the cloth? Yeah, see? That's right. You see, they're not actually rocks, but special lamps made from rock salt. Wow, so these are lamps? It's getting even more exciting. Because this cloth also has an amazing secret. Does it, like, reflect the light or something? As soon as we showed her interest in her goods, she became quite talkative. Wait, are we gonna use the chess logic with her? To get her to talk, maybe? Since we've got them out, come experience the therapy, boys. Batty, could you put everything up? It's not Batty. It's bad. So you won't do it? Is Batty being a bad boy? He's just so done with everything. Labby, are you done photographing this room? Yes, sir, I am. Go help Delicia. Yes, sir, I'm on it. Thanks. I knew you were a good boy underneath, Batty. Miss Delicious, that was amazing. You even persuaded Detective Bad. Thanks a lot, Batty, and for you too, Forensics. She even gave the Forensics a nickname. Or wait, what did she call her? Or call the Forensics guy? I think that's her way of showing she cares. What's so therapeutic about these things anyway? We don't have time for that now, Batty. The show's about to begin. Forensics, don't... finishing touches, please. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry if I'm kind of like stuttering all over the place. I had an issue earlier this morning with glass breaking and cutting of hands and feet, and let's just say I'm tired out for the day. Wow, it's so beautiful. It really is. I wish my son could see this. Boy, I told you so, right? The four fairies and the curious candy castle is the theme of my work. It's so sparkly and cute, right? It seems like one of them is missing something. The truth is I had planned to unveil it during our contest, or during the contest. Well, I'm glad I got to show it to you boys. Huh? But it doesn't look like the rock salt lamps are lighting up. Huh? I wonder why. Think I'll need to examine the rocks and the fairies again. Sure. Does no one see that? Did no one see that while we were setting all this up? It looks like both the lamps and the pillars are broken. Both of their light bulbs are broken. Maybe they were dropped on the floor? There's some sort of red stain on this lamp's surface. This stain. Could it be? That smell. There's no mistaking it. It's blood. I mean, it's a blood stain. That's a blood stain? Why is there a blood stain on this lamp? I wonder if this has something to do with the lamp bulb being broken. I should also take a look at the other lamp here. So this is where Delicia originally intended to put the lamps. I don't get why she put them in the castle. Since they're broken and don't light up, maybe she decided to put them out of the way? If she wanted them out of the way, there are many other places to store them. It's like that old saying, hide the salt in the sugar bag. I think that saying goes, hide the tree in the forest. If Delicia intended to use these lamps as decorations during the contest, it creates a contradiction with that piece of evidence. I need to deduce the contradiction of the scene. Wait, what? Which thing? Oh, it's the fact that the guy was beaten to death, isn't it? It would be in the crime scene notes. Eureka! Detective Bad, look at this. Don't you think it's strange? I think what's strange is your deduction. Oh. Sorry, Bad, I'm not good enough. If your brain isn't working right, then it's due to the lack of sugar. I'll sell you one of my lollipops for $2. It sounds a tad high. Is there no evidence of a contradiction with the castle decorations? The wrong evidence? I feel like I have it. Maybe I'm pointing at the wrong thing. Maybe if it wants me to look directly at the bloodstain. So it's not the crime scene notes? I thought it would be like, hey, that's what he was beaten to death with. Oh, wait, no, I know what's going on. We missed the logic point, didn't we? Yeah, beaten to death. Bloodstained rock salt lamp. There is evidence that the victim was beaten to death with a blunt object. What's more, there's a bloodstain on one of the broken rock salt lamps. Could this lamp have been the murder weapon? You're right. It could have been used as a weapon. Labby, is the blood analysis on this rock salt lamp finished? Yes, sir. Finished just a few moments ago. The bloodstain on that lamp belonged to the victim. You heard what he said. The murder weapon was hidden in Delicia's room. We need to consider her as one of the suspects as well. I feel like it's too obvious for it to be her, though, you know? Like, we'll have to question her about this, but I don't feel like we're done investigating here. It said it wanted me to look at the fairies again, so that's what we're gonna do. It's a cute candy fairy sitting on a tree stump. Cloth in the back, along with the decorations, really give it a magical atmosphere. When you look at it, it almost feels like you're spellbound. What we need to look for is the hidden truths of the real world. Don't be fooled by the fairies. I don't even know what you're talking about. Something missing? They said we had to look at the fairies again, but I don't know. Oh, I just noticed there's no cloth above this one like there is the other one. Unlike the other fairies, this one doesn't have a fluorescent cloth. Miss Delicious, it's not right to leave one out. I don't like it either. But one fluorescent cloth and a machine has gone missing. A machine? You've lost a cloth and a machine? What sort of machine is it? Boy, let me tell you. Each piece of fluorescent cloth is hooked up to one of these machines. The machine is called a rainbow light device. Light is sent through the cable and into the cloth, which is made of optic fibers. Just fiddle around with the settings a bit and it will turn into all sorts of colors. When it glows red, it's like a raging inferno. When it glows blue, you can almost feel the glittering cool ice. It's powered by a long-lasting battery that's resistant to changes in temperature. That's an important fact. I'm not very familiar with these kinds of devices. Mr. Edgeworth, she's saying it's a machine that transmits light to the special cloth. I see. It's amazing what they come up with these days. So one rainbow light device and one fluorescent cloth are missing. Yeah, see, that's right. Wherever could they be? This fluorescent cloth, could it be related to the case? Seems like it, Gregory. Oh, wow, I completely forgot we had these entirely, or else I would have looked at them forever ago. The rules of the contest are written on this piece of paper. Touch the check button for details. Prizes, title of the world's greatest pastry chef and Angel's recipe. Contestants' rooms will be judged starting from the left. Afterwards, all pastries will meet in Jeff's room. Or all parties, not all pastries. Yeah, we just put all the pastries in one room, like they'd fit. Any decorations that are not made from desserts are prohibited. You see now, that's what it wanted me to deduce, not the, got it. Gotcha. So I just point at this. Or I guess it would be this. This would be fine too, wouldn't it? Deduce!
Eureka!
Detective Bad, please read the contest leaflet. Any decorations not made from desserts are prohibited. Huh? These rock salt lamps and fluorescent clothes go against the rules. So maybe that's why they were hidden in the castle. I wonder about that. I think we should investigate further into Delicia's actions. I don't think she could get away with cheating. They'd ask, how are these things made? Or what are these things made out of? So maybe she didn't actually bother reading the rules. Hey, I have a question. Wait, do I have to connect something first? Or do I just present the rules to her? Oh, Delicia broke the rules. Fake desserts. That's what it wants me to do. Using decorations that were against the rules and making fake desserts. A lot of Delicia's actions seem suspicious. Yeah. It doesn't seem like she's aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Also, the temperature of this room is way too high. Is there a reason for that? Fake desserts added to the court record. I wonder. I think we should ask Delicia directly. Hey, Delicia, why are you a cheater? Why are you cheating? Why are you a liar? Delicia, why is the room temperature set to 68 degrees Fahrenheit? The cold doesn't agree with me, plus it's bad for the body. This figure doesn't just maintain itself, you know. Naturally, as a lady, I want to look young forever. I wonder, how old Miss Delicia really is? Raymond, a true gentleman. I was comparing them to Layton and all that, and he even says a true gentleman never does blank. Oh my goodness, they are Layton. Raymond, a true gentleman never asks a woman her age. This room is mainly filled with cream. And 50 degrees Fahrenheit is recommended temperature for preserving fresh cream. What, really? Now it's all gone to waste. It looks like Miss Delicious didn't know. She's not even a real pastry chef, is she? I thought she was supposed to be a first-class pastry chef. The fake desserts and the rule violations. And now, the lack of basic knowledge. Looks like she keeps many secrets. I think I have to logic those two again. Oh, she's looking at other people or how they made them because she doesn't know what she's doing. Delicia's knowledge in the art of dessert making is lacking in fundamental areas. She claims she went into Mr. Master's room in order to study his desserts. These actions and ideas are not fitting of someone aiming to be the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, they don't sound like the words of a pro. It's like she doesn't even realize it, or maybe she isn't a real pastry chef. Perhaps she had some other intention. It's possible that she didn't go into the room to study desserts. So then, are you saying Miss Delicious is the criminal? We can't say that for sure yet. But I know she's hiding something from us. Woo! Investigation complete, and it didn't even take an hour. That's enough. Investigating. We found much more than I expected. And yet something from before still bothers me. Prosecutor Von Karma must have found the murder weapon in this room. So then why did he let Delicia be? Firstly, I must ascertain Von Karma's true motives. Detective Bad, I would like to ask Prosecutor Von Karma something. I've also got business with him. And Delicia there too. You can put away the gun. It's fine. What's the idea, Batty? Don't glare at me like that. It seems like Detective Bad also has his doubts about Delicia and Von Karma. Delicia, would you come with us for a moment? Yes, see, that's fine. What for? I have to find Von Karma. There's some things we need to talk about. December 24th, 8:05 p.m. contest venue. Fountain patio. There he is. Hi, Mr. Von Karma. Prosecutor Von Karma, we need to talk about the case. Ready to put that big old smile on your face? From the look on your face, I would assume you found the murder weapon. Yes. We discovered the murder weapon in Delicia's room. It would seem Mr. Master isn't the only suspect in this case. Bah, that's not true. Where the murder weapon was found does not change the fact that Master is the culprit. And as long as I'm here. Why is Von Karma so sure of himself? Well then, aren't you going to explain? Why the murder weapon was in Delicia's room? Naturally. If you wish to know, I'll tell you. Well, I know everything is Von Karma's due. That's a rad background, actually. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. He then deposited the murder weapon in Delicia's room. If he had left the murder weapon at the crime scene, Master would have been the one suspected. He couldn't move the body, but it was easy to move the murder weapon. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. Mr. Master took the rock salt lamp? I like that surprise animation on him as glasses flew up. Precisely. I carried out the investigation myself. There can be no room for doubt. Do you have evidence that he moved it? No, but good enough evidence, right? What? If you have an objection, say it. Do you think a mere defense attorney can break my logic? About the murder weapon. In order to pin the crime on Delicia, Master used the rock salt lamp to kill the victim. Okay. Let's think here for a second. I was suspicious about some of those last words he brought up. Ergo, there would be no evidence pointing to a specific culprit at the crime scene. Oh, I think this is what I have to prove wrong, because he's saying the evidence doesn't point to a specific culprit at the crime scene. But it would, because that stuff is with the fluorescent lights? Maybe? That's what I'm thinking. Now, let's press him for a little bit. At least on the important statements. He took the rock salt lamp from Delicia's room. Exactly. In order to kill Dover, he had prepared the murder weapon beforehand. But the murder weapon was found in Delicia's room. Doesn't that place suspicion on Delicia too? I'm not finished. Master killed Dover. I'm feeling that's right, but I don't know. I'm gonna press this last statement. How can you conclude that Mr. Master is the killer without any evidence? Objection. You think that will shake me? You disappoint me. As long as the body was found in Master's room, he's the prime suspect. Objection. Is there really no evidence pointing to anyone else at the crime scene? Surely there's room for further investigation. Insolent attorney. Another investigation is not necessary. Master must be the killer. If you think differently, cease these pointless words and speak with evidence. Oh, I know what we're talking about now. He's not paying attention to the fact that the cloth from her room, or from Delicia's room, was draped over the body. Think back to the crime scene. If Mr. Master's the killer, there must have been something there incriminating someone else. It seems Von Karma won't be shaken so easily. I'll just have to present evidence that contradicts his reasoning. Gregory's such a straight man, and I love it. Let's see. Present. Objection! Objection! I got it right. Straighten my tie. It's true that the murder weapon and bloodstains disappeared from the vicinity. However, there was still one piece of incriminating evidence left behind. Have a look at this photograph, which was taken when the body was first discovered. This cloth was used to wrap the body. Doesn't it remind you of the fluorescent cloth from Delicia's room? Yeah, but fluorescent cloth was at the crime scene? Ha, fluorescent cloth. Just what part of this cloth is fluorescent? I guess Von Karma doesn't know about the cloth's secret. It looks like a normal cloth at first glance, but if you use this rainbow light device, you can make it glow. I only got proved wrong once, I'm starting to get real nervous. Prosecutor Von Karma seems a little surprised. I don't think it was the cloth's ability to glow that surprised him. One sheet of this fluorescent cloth is currently unaccounted for. Now, I'd like you to take a look at the color of the cloth in this photo. Don't you think it looks like the color of the fluorescent cloth before it's been lit up? Both the rock salt lamp and the fluorescent cloth originally belonged to Delicia. Wouldn't it be natural to assume that this cloth was used to wrap the body? I love how he keeps like kind of tugging at his shirt as he gets kind of nervous. Prosecutor Von Karma, I believe the present conditions give us much reason to suspect Delicia. Oh, she's freaking out. What? Wow, that was smooth for someone who's not actually a pastry chef. Hold it, Greg. You really suspect me? I don't yet know if you are the culprit, but it is true that you're hiding something. Am I right? That's... Good thing I inherited the ability to speak like Satan. Seriously though, what's with your voice? So, you're saying the murder weapon and the cloth were originally from Delicia's room? Yes. What's so funny? Just as I expected from you. The murder weapon and the cloth are not from her room. How unfortunate for you. What does he mean? Before the contest began, Master noticed her violation of the rules. He confiscated the cloth and the rock salt lamp and kept them in his room for safekeeping. I love how he even smiles afterward. He's like, damn, he got me there. I really like Gregory so far. The victim was not seen, as he stayed locked up in his room after the contest had begun. The only one who could have unlocked the rooms was Jeff Master. And the murder weapon, the rock salt lamp, was being kept in Master's room. Ergo, this should be the decisive evidence in providing Master's guilt. Defense attorney? You've lost to me before you even had a chance to stand in court. What's this? What? Was all our investigating for nothing? Mr. or Mrs. Delicious, sorry. I get you confused. With Von Karma, you look exactly the same. No differences. Why didn't you tell us about your confiscated items? Well, Manny said I'd look suspicious if I did. Prosecutor Von Karma? And it's true, you all suspect me, don't you? How clumsy of you, defense attorney. Von Karma. So that's why you let us investigate Delicia's room. And in your clumsiness, there's one more thing I need to inform you of. 2 sets of fingerprints were found on the murder weapon. What the hell? Oh my goodness, sorry. I was, I have a controller and it just kind of stuck, or the back of the controller just popped off. I've never had that happen before. Give me one moment to reassemble my piece of technology. Okay, there we go. It's all fixed up now. 2? Yes. They belong to Jeff Master and Delicia Scones. No other fingerprints were found. After Master killed Dover with the confiscated rock salt lamp, he foolishly concealed the murder weapon, bearing his own fingerprints in his owner's room. I don't even need to prove my case in court. I have more than enough perfect evidence to prove Master's guilt. Hold it. I still have some doubts about the fluorescent cloth found in Mr. Master's room. Bah, irrelevant. After disposing of the body, he intended to return it to Delicia's room. Ugh. I don't have enough information to refute Von Karma's reasoning. Nothing left to say. Your job is done. Leave this place. I banish thee from this building. Actually, sir, you don't have any right to... I banish thee! Like a bunch of skeletons on chariots just come in. You're leaving now. Wait, what? Wait, what? End of case. Killed by skeletons. That's... I can't give up yet. We've wasted enough time as it is. Bad, take them away. There are still some doubts left in our investigation. Detective Bad. What's the meaning of this? It's not my nature to leave any doubts behind. There's still one piece of evidence that has yet to be identified. That's right. There's still the traces of someone left behind. Bah, talk about your doubts as much as you want later. But this, my dear attorney, is none of your business. No, I also have some doubts about one piece of evidence. It's likely that I have the same doubts Detective Bad has. What? This piece of evidence left in Mr. Master's room that is yet to be identified. Was it the fingerprints? Did we ever actually identify whose fingerprints they were? Somebody left glove finger marks on one of Mr. Master's desserts. If these were the killer's finger marks, then it's possible that the killer also didn't leave any fingerprints on the murder weapon. How did you know the state of the crime scene? I gave them permission to investigate. Bad. What possessed you to let a defense attorney into a crime scene? Well, you can go. Why couldn't I? I don't recall you telling me not to let them in. Ugh, such impudence. You'd best remember, Bad, your salary review depends on me. Even Bad is afraid of the Von Karma technique of salary dropping. This isn't good for Bad. I'm so glad I don't have a kind of boss like Mr. Edgeworth. Your salary review depends on how you perform here. So I'm surprised at what a mere attorney like you has managed to uncover in such a short time. However, it's possible that those finger marks were Master's own doing, because he always wore gloves while cooking. Objection! Do you have evidence that those finger marks were left by Master? And moreover, there are still a few points of suspicion surrounding Delicia. Oh, you still haven't given up on that. Creaky, you still suspect me? I've already apologized for stealing a few bites. I don't want to suspect you. However, I can't easily trust those that tell lies. You must still be hiding something. Greggy's a bully. Don't you know the temperature of fresh cream must be kept at? You call yourself a dessert chef, but you lack even the most basic knowledge. I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge. In your case, it's not even about the lack of knowledge. In truth, you don't even know how to make desserts, do you? Defense attorney, stop trying to force your own reasoning. In a court of law, the evidence tells all. If you say the witness is lying, show it with evidence. We're not in court yet, but very well. This evidence shows that Delicia can't make desserts. Fake desserts. The only things Delicia made were those that broke the rules. Those lamp and cloth, the lamp and cloth that broke the rules were being held in Master's room. There's no way the witness could have returned them to her room. Objection. Those were not the only fake desserts she made. What? Her desserts may look like something out of a fairy tale at first glance, but in reality, they are nothing but mannequins, created or decorated with cream. Apart from the cream, they're all fake. Just like that cravat, I bet it's not even real. You dare insult the cravat. I'll have you know, this cravat is made out of 100% Xenoflux cotton, imported from... I don't really care, Von Karma. Why did you ask? This is not something one aiming to become the world's greatest pastry chef would do. Is this true bad? Yeah. My shoes can attest to that. Will that be enough to convince Prosecutor Von Karma? Once he sees what Delicia has done, he'll have no choice but to be convinced. Delicia, the fact that your actions could lead you to being a suspect is no laughing matter. I didn't murder. Isn't it time you told us the whole truth? Who are you, and why were you indulging yourself in another contestant's work? Yeah, see, I understand. She gonna be like a super fan of, Jeff? The truth is, I'm not really a dessert chef, like I led you to believe. I'm actually a pharmacist. What? A pharmacist? That's a completely different occupation. It's no wonder she couldn't hide his surprise. Why is a pharmacist like you participating in this contest? I just love eating desserts. I joined because I thought I'd be able to eat some of Jeffy's desserts. I never thought I'd end up making it to the finals. Even Prosecutor Von Karma's at a loss for words. So that's the real reason why you entered the contest? You see, as expected, Jeffy's desserts were oh so good. So the glove finger marks on the picture frame were your doing? No way. I never wore gloves. Delicia's fingerprints were found on Mr. Master's chocolates. So is it true that she wasn't wearing gloves? Yeah, see, exactly. You do believe me, Greggy. Is your face stuffed with nothing but desserts? Yeah, sorry, Manny. I think it's her belly that's stuffed. Were Master's desserts all that you ate? Actually, no. After the afternoon tea, I also ate Icy's desserts. You mean you entered the victim's room? Yes, see, exactly. The room was empty after all. Perhaps the victim was already dead by then. But my first bite tasted way too salty and I couldn't eat it. So I ate the delicious star-shaped dessert that was nearby. Miss Delicious, you really are a glutton. It is rare you see a woman with this kind of appetite. That's all I did. Greggy, Maddie, everyone. I'm sorry it caused you trouble. Now that you've told us the truth, everything's fine. There's no need to apologize. This does not mean that your testimony is trustworthy. I'll be investigating the victim's room after this. Only then will I decide if your testimony is true. Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like to go as well. I also need to ascertain whether my reasoning up until now has been correct. I'll let you follow, but I have no intention of letting you investigate. That's enough for me. Oh, we're still going. Alright, let's go on ahead. What is the meaning of this? What? What am I looking at? The desserts adorning the victim's room had disappeared, without a trace. Was this the true killer's doing? a body that was hidden inside a dessert, and a murder weapon that was moved. Further investigation would be required to arrive at the truth of this case. Oh, that's right, because it's Ray telling the story. That's why it's his voice. I'm like, why is Ray talking over all this? Woo! Man, I'm getting confused. Yeah. That was a fun episode. I'm really sorry, by the way, if my lack of energy was apparent at the beginning of the episode. Once again, I'm probably going to say this at the beginning of the episode, like put a little disclaimer before. But I'm going to say it at the end, too. I almost just dropped my controller. Earlier today, I kind of touched like a glass shower door, and it just shattered, and like my hands and feet were semi-cut up, and it just exhausted me. So I'm really sorry if the beginning of this episode didn't have as much energy as I would have liked it to, but I'm kind of set on getting my proper upload schedule down. I hate how, like, complacent I've become and uploading just here and there. I kind of want to do it good. I want to do it correctly and the best I can. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like if you like this episode, despite my troubled reading and low energy in general. But I promise you next one I'll be probably okay. Probably. Have a wonderful day. Raiden out.